from V Learning. So as you know that V Learning is an online educational platform where we strive to provide quality education for all. So to get all the benefits from our channel, do subscribe to it. And also don't forget to visit to our website, that is www.v-learning.in, where you will be getting all the pre-recorded videos, the live classes, animated videos, and also the PDF notes of all these topics. So let's begin today's session. So we have started with your chapter number 15 in the last class, which is plant growth and development, right? So you have learned about what is growth, what is development, right? And you have seen the various phases of growth, isn't it? So in today's class, we'll be learning about the plant growth hormones. Okay, like hormones, you know that hormones are the chemicals which helps our body to perform properly, isn't it? So that helps in the control and coordination, proper control and coordination. So in case of plants also, they have got some hormones, right? They are also called as plant growth regulators. So these plant growth regulators, they have got different functions in the plants. Okay, so some of the plant growth regulator, they will help in the cell division, some helps in the ripening of fruits, some helps in the senescence, okay, some helps in the cell elongation. So there are different hormones and they perform different functions in the plants. So this is your lecture number 2, and you will be learning about the plant growth regulators. So let's begin today's session. So what do I mean by this plant growth regulators? Okay, the plant growth regulators are what? They are small with they are small simple molecules of diverse chemical composition. Okay, so what are they? They are the molecules of chemical composition that stimulates or inhibits the growth of the plant. Okay, so they are basically the chemicals. Okay, they are basically the chemicals which stimulates or inhibits the growth of the plants, right? So they are also called as plant growth hormones. Okay, they are also called as plant growth hormone. They helps in proper control and coordination in case of the plant. Now, plant growth regulators are responsible for growth and division in plants. Okay, so because of this plant growth regulators, the plant is able to grow, the plant is able to divide properly. So you know that in case of the plants, there are various tissues like the meristematic tissue and the permanent tissue, right? So meristematic tissue is the rapidly, it helps in rapid growth of the plants, right? So what happens in the meristematic tissue? The cell continuously divides. So for the division of the cell also, they need a particular hormone, okay, that is auxin. So it helps in the growth and division. Yes. The plant growth regulators can be broadly divided into two groups. Okay. So they are divided into two groups. One is the stimulator and another one is the inhibitors. Okay. One is stimulator and another is inhibitors. Okay. Now, what are stimulators? Stimulator, it stimulates the growth of the plant, okay, and inhibitors mean it stops the growth of the plant. So the stimulators are your auxin, okay, auxin, then cytokinin, then gibberellic acid. These are all stimulators, okay. Now, inhibitors are abscisic acid. Okay, abscisic acid is the inhibitors, and ethylene is a plant growth hormone which acts as both inhibitor and also acts as both stimulator. Okay, so one group of the plant growth regulators are involved in promoting the growth. Okay, promoting the growth, that is growth promoting activities such as cell division. Cell division growth only can take place when the plant cell divide. Okay, when the cells of the plant divides, when the cell enlarge, that is cell enlargement, pattern formation, trophic growth, flowering, fruiting, and seed formation. So these are the plant growth regulators. They will help in the cell division, cell elongation, okay, proper growth of the seed, proper growth of the fruit and the seeds, right? Next, these are also called as plant growth promoters. Okay, they are also called as plant growth promoters. Example, Auxin, gibberellins, and cytokinins. Okay, so as I've said that there are two types. One is stimulator and another one is inhibitor. So stimulators, they are promoting the growth of the plant. Okay, so what are the stimulators? They are the auxin, cytokinin, and gibberellin. Is that clear? So next, the plant growth regulators of the other group play an important role in plant response to wounds and stress of biotic and abiotic origin. So there are other groups, as I said, that inhibitors. So inhibitors are responsible for the causing the stress in the plants. Okay, so they are also involved in various growth inhibiting activities, that is they stop the growth in the plants. Okay, they stop the growth in the plants. So you have seen that the falling of fruits, the falling of leaves, they are because of one hormone. Okay, that is abscisic acid. So abscisic acid is an inhibitor. Okay, and such as dormancy and abscission. Okay, abscission means cessation. So the plant growth regulator, that is abscisic acid. Okay, as I said that abscisic acid belongs to the, the inhibitor group. Okay, this gaseous plant growth regulator, that is ethylene, could fit either of the group, but it is also largely an inhibitor of the growth activities. Okay, so this ethylene can also act as an inhibitor or sometimes it acts as a stimulator also. Okay, now see here, there are two that is plant growth regulators are mainly classified into two group, that is stimulators, right? Stimulators, they stimulate the growth. Okay, and inhibitors, they stops the growth. Okay, now what are the hormone comes in stimulators? That is auxin, cytokinin, gibberellic acid. Okay, and next in inhibitors, the abscisic acid. The abscisic acid, it comes in inhibitors. Now let us talk about the discovery of the plant growth regulators. Now how the plant growth regulator discovered? Now, there are different scientists who has observed the different phenomenon in the plant and have discovered this plant growth hormones. Okay, Charles Darwin and his son Francis Darwin. Okay, what they have observed? They have observed the collectiles of canary grass responded to the unilateral illumination by growing towards the light source. So, the Charles, that is Darwin, and his son has observed that this particular grass they grow towards when they get response to the light. Okay. Now later on, what happens? Another scientist, that is Went. Okay, F and went, FW went. Okay, FW went. Okay, now what he has discovered? He has discovered this hormone, that is auxin. Okay, that is auxin. So what are the various hormones you are going to study? We are going to study five basic hormones. Okay, we are going to study five basic hormones, that is auxin, cytokinin, cytokinin, then gibberellic acid, gibberellic acid, then ethylene, okay, ethylene, and abscisic acid. Abscisic acid. These are the five plant growth regulators you are going to study under this chapter. Okay. So auxin was discovered by whom? It was discovered by F.W. Went. Okay. He has seen that the collectiles, okay, from the tips of collectiles of oat seedlings. So from where he has discovered it from the collectiles of the oat seedlings, right? Next, then bake, that is bacon, okay, disease of the rice seedling was caused by a fungal pathogen, that is Gibberella fungicuri. Okay, so of later on, what happened? This scientist E. Curoso, okay, E. Curoso has reported that the appearance of the symptoms of this disease is treated with sterile filtrates of the fungus, and these active substances were later identified as gibberellic acid. So what happens in case of this fungal pathogen? Okay, so this fungal pathogen was later identified as gibberellic acid, which is used for treatment of the sterile filtrates on the fungus. So he is a scientist who has discovered the gibberellic acid, that is Kurosawa. Okay, Kurosawa. Next, another scientist, that is Snoop. Okay, Snoop, he has discovered cytokinin. Okay, he has discovered cytokinin. All right. During mid-1960s, 60s, three independent researchers reported the purification and chemical characteristics of three different kinds of inhibitors. Inhibitor B, okay, abscission 2, and dorm. Later on, they were proved to be chemically identical and they were named as abscisic acid. So in mid-90s, abscisic acid was discovered by different scientists. Okay. Next, there were two cousins who has confirmed that ripening is occurring because of the ethylene. Okay, so they have discovered the ethylene, which is another hormone. So ethylene basically, it is a gaseous plant growth regulator that helps in the ripening of the fruits. Okay, so yes. Next, let us learn about the different hormones. Okay, different plant growth regulators. First is auxin. So what is this auxin? Auxin, they are generally produced by the growing apices of the stems and roots. So from where the auxin is being produced, it is produced naturally, and it is of two types. Okay, auxin is basically of two types, that is natural and synthetic. Natural and synthetic. Synthetic. Okay. Now, natural means it is being produced by the plants. Okay, so as you have seen that it is being produced naturally from the roots and from the stem. Okay, so by growing apices of the stems and roots, from where they migrate to the regions of their action. So, some of the natural auxin are like indole acetic acid and IBA. Indole butyric acetic acid. Okay, so indole acetic acid and indole butyrate acetate. Okay, indole butyrate acetate, these are the natural plant growth regulators, whereas synthetic is naphthalene acetic acid and 2,4-D. 2,4-D is a synthetic auxin. Okay, it has been prepared by man, that is man-made. Okay, auxins like indole acetic acid and indole butyric acid have been isolated from plants. So these are the two natural auxins, that is indole acetic acid and indole butyrate acetate, right? So indole butyric acid is isolated from the plants. And next is naphthalene acetic acid, and 2,4-D is dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Okay, dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. These are man-made. Okay, these are man-made. Okay, these are synthetic. All these auxins have been used extensively in agricultural and horticultural practice. So these auxins are used in the agriculture and the horticultural practice for the growth and development of the plants. Now let us learn the functions of the auxins. So they help to initiate rooting in stem cuttings. Okay, so what they do, they helps to initiate the rooting in the stem cutting, an application widely used in plant propagation, which is widely used in propagating plants. Okay, that is producing large number of plants, right? So they promote flowering in pineapples. Okay, what they do, they promote flowering in the pineapples. So they also help to prevent fruit and leaf drop at early stages. Okay, so what they do, they promote the falling of the, that is, they prevent the falling of the fruits or the leaves at the early stages. Okay, but promote the accession of older mature root, that is fruits and the leaves. Okay, but they will allow the older mature leaves and the fruits to fall down. Okay, but they will not allow the premature fruit or the leaves to fall. Is that clear? Now some more functions are like in case of tomato. Okay, In case of tomato, it induces parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy means production of fruits without fertilization. Okay, production of fruits without fertilization is parthenocarpy. So they are also widely used as a herbicide, that is 2,4-D. Okay, which is used to kill the dicotyledonous weeds. Okay, then it does not affect the mature monocotyledonous plants, but it is not affected for the monocot plants. Okay, and it is used to prepare weed-free lawns by gardeners. Okay, if you spread the Auxin in the garden, okay, then what happens? The weeds will not grow. Okay, along with the plants. So it also controls the xylem differentiation and helps in cell division. So this is also very important function of the auxin. It helps what? It helps to control the xylem differentiation. Is that clear? These are the functions of the auxin. Now let's move into the next plant growth regulator, that is the gibberellins. Okay, now what is this gibberellins? Gibberellins are another kind of that is plant growth regulators. So they are another kind of promotory plant growth regulators. That is, they stimulate the growth in the plants. So they are more than 100 gibberellins. Okay, more than 100 gibberellins have been reported by the scientists. But among them, okay, so G3 is one of the first gibberellin to be discovered. Okay, so see, they are denoted as GA1, GA2, GA3, and so on. Okay, they are denoted like that. Among them, which one is GA3? Okay, this is the first gibberellin which has been discovered. Okay, gibberellic acid 3. Okay, all gibberellins are acidic. Okay, remember, all the gibberellic acid are acidic. Okay, gibberellins are acidic. They produce a wide range of physiological responses in the plants. Okay, they are responsible for various function in the plants. Next, gibberellins cause fruits like apple to elongate and improve its shape. So what happens? They also helps in the elongation of the fruits and provide the fruits a proper shape too. They also delay the senescence. Okay, senescence means what? Senescence means that is the death of the plant. Okay, so thus the fruits can be left on the tree longer so that to extend the market period. Okay, because by applying this gibberellin, we can keep the fruit for a longer period of time in the plants. So GH3 is used to speed up the melting process in the brewing industry. So it is also used in the brewing industry for what? For the melting process, to speed up the melting process. Okay. Next, sugarcane. Sugarcane stores carbohydrate as sugar in their stems. So spraying sugarcane crop with gibberellins increases the length of the stem. So if you spray the sugarcane stems with gibberellin hormone, what happens? It will increase the length of the stem. Okay, it increases the length of the stem, thus increasing the yield by as much as 20 tons per acre. Okay, so it increases the yield. Okay, increases the productivity. So spraying juvenile conifers with gibberellin hastens the maturity period, thus leading to early seed production. So it also helps in the early seed production. Okay, early seed production. Okay, it also helps in early seed production. Next, gibberellins also promote that is bolting, and in the beet, cabbages, and many plants with roset habit. Okay, so they also promotes bolting. So next hormone is your cytokinin. So what is the function of the cytokinin? Cytokinins were first discovered as kinase. Okay, so the function of cytokinin is like they have a specific effects on cytokinesis. You know what is cytokinesis, right? That is the division of the cytoplasm. During the cell division, the cytoplasm divides, isn't it? That we call as cytokinesis. They are very important for the cytokinesis process. and they were discovered as kinetin. So they were first discovered as what? They were first discovered as kinetin by Snoop from the autoclaved herrings from DNA. So from where they have been discovered? From the autoclaved herrings from DNA. So natural cytokinins are synthesized in regions where this rapid cell division occurs. Okay, naturally the cytokines will be extracted where there is rapid cell division. For example, the root apices developing the shoot buds and the young fruits, etc. So from where we can extract the cytokine naturally, that is the root apices, the shoot buds, and the young fruits. Okay, clear? Next, the cytokines, it also helps to produce new leaves. Okay, so it is also helpful for the production of new leaves in the plants, then chloroplasts in the leaves, and lateral shoot growth and adventitious shoot formation. So these are also the function of the cytokine. So what happens? It helps in the formation of chloroplasts in the leaves. It helps in shoot formation. It helps in the growth of the that is growth and of the adventurous shoot also. Okay. Next, it also helps to overcome the apical dominance. Okay, and promote nutrient mobilization, which helps in the delay of cell that is leaf senescence. Okay, they also helps in the nutrient mobilization, that is transferring the nutrients from one part of the plant to another, okay, which helps in delay of leaf senescence, right? Next type of the plant growth hormone is the ethylene. Okay, ethylene basically helps in the ripening of the fruits. Okay, ethylene is a simple gaseous plant growth regulator. So what is this ethylene? Ethylene is a gaseous plant growth regulator. It is synthesized in large amounts by the tissues undergoing senescence and ripening fruits. Okay, so next, it promotes senescence and abscission of plant organs, especially the leaves and flowers. So what it does, it promotes the senescence, that is, it is an inhibitor. Okay, it is promoting the senescence, okay, of the leaves and the flowers, and ethylene is the highly effective in fruit ripening. So it is highly effective in what? In ripening of the fruits. Okay, ripening of the fruits, and it enhances the respiration rate during ripening of the fruits, and this rate of respiration is called the respiratory climatic. Okay, next, let us see some more functions of the ethylene. That is, it breaks the seed and the bud dormancy. Okay, what it does, it also breaks the seed and the bud dormancy and initiates the germination in the peanut seeds. Okay, then sprouting of the potato tubers. So what it does, it also helps in germination of the peanut seeds and also the sprouting of the potato tubers, right? And it also promotes rapid internode elongation in deep water rice plants. Okay, it promotes the rapid elongation in deep water rice plants, and it helps the leaves of the shoot to remain above water, and it also promotes the root growth and the root hair formation, thus helping the plants to absorb water properly. It increases the surface area. Okay. Next, ethylene is used to initiate flowering and for synchronizing fruit set in pineapples. So it is used in the pineapples. For what it is used for? The initiating flowering in the pineapples. It also induces flowering in mango. In mango also it induces flowering. And yes, it regulates so many physiological processes, and it is one of the most widely used plant growth regulator in the agriculture. So ethylene has got so many functions, okay, because of which it is one of the what widely used plant growth regulators in the agricultural fields, okay, and it is most commonly used compound is the source of ethylene. That is the most widely used source of ethylene is ethepone, okay, ethepone, okay, it is the most widely used. Then let us learn about the last hormone, which is the inhibitor, that is the abscisic acid. Okay, abscisic acid is what it is discovered. What it was discovered for its role in regulating abscission and dormancy. Okay, so it will not allow the plant to grow. Okay, so it will seize the growth of the plant, right? That is inhibits. It is an inhibitor. Okay, it stops. Is that clear? Yes. Next, what it does, it also has other wide-ranging effects on plant growth and development. Like it acts as a general plant growth inhibitor. So as I said that it is an inhibitor. Okay, abscisic acid is an inhibitor, and it inhibitor of the plant metabolism. It inhibits the metabolism of the plant, and it inhibits the seed germination too. So it will stop the seed germination too. So it stimulates the closure of stomata in the epidermis and increases the tolerance of plants to various kinds of stress. Therefore, it is also called a stress hormone. So it closes the stomata, okay? Because of this, the plant cannot respire properly, okay? And it develops stress in the plant. That's why it is also known as stress hormone, right? Next. So it plays an important role in seed development, maturation, and dormancy. But it also plays an important role in seed development of the seed. Okay, by inducing dormancy, abscisic acid helps seeds to withstand desiccation and other factors unfavorable for the growth. And in most situations, abscisic acid acts as an antagonist to the gibberellic acid. Okay. Next, let us learn about photoperiodism. So far, you have learned about the plant growth regulators, right? And the functions. So there are 5 plant growth regulators you have seen, and they have got different functions in the plant. So these plant growth regulators, they are produced at different site, okay, different location, okay, in case of the plants. So what is this photoperiodism? You know that the plants, they require sunlight, right, for the growth, isn't it? So there are different plants which responds to the light in a different way. Okay. So yes, the response of plants to periods of day or night is termed as photoperiodism. How the plant is responding to the day or to the night, it is known as photoperiodism. So some plants, they will require what? They will require periodic exposure to light to induce flowering. So some plants, they will require more light, okay, to induce flowering, whereas there are some plants, they do not require much sunlight, okay. So what happens? It is also seen that such plants are able to measure the duration of exposure to light. So some plants, they require more light, okay, whereas some plants, they do not require. For example, some plants require exposure to light for a period exceeding a well-defined critical duration, where others, okay, may be exposed to light for a period less than the critical duration before flowering is initiated in them, okay. So there are some plants, they require more amount of light, okay. So it is what happens, it exceeds the critical duration of light, okay. Whereas in some plants, okay, they require less light than the critical duration. So this plant, that is those plants which require more light than the critical duration, they are called as the long day plants. Okay, they are called as the long day plants. Whereas those plants, they require less light than the critical duration, they are called as the short day plants. So long day plants, they requires what? They requires more light. Okay, they requires more light than the critical duration. Okay, whereas short day plants, they require less light. Okay, they require less light than the critical duration. CD is critical duration. So the critical duration is different for different plants. So it is different for different plants, and there are many plants, however, where there is no such correlation between the exposure of the light duration and the induction of the flowering, and are called as day neutral plants. So there are some plants, there is no correlation between the exposure to the light and also inducing of the flowers in the plants. So these plants are known as the day neutral plants. Okay, they are known as day neutral plants. So the site of perception of light or dark duration are the leaves. Okay, so their sites are the leaves, and it has been hypothesized that there is a hormonal substance. So there is a hormone which is responsible for regulating the light and the that is the regulation of light in case of the plant. So this hormonal substance migrates from leaves to the shoot apices and induce flowering only when the plants are exposed to the necessary inductive photoperiod. So there are some hormones, okay, there are some hormones who regulates the that is the induction of flowering, okay, in the plant. So when that is the flowering is induced when the plants are exposed to a particular light, okay. So next topic, that is the last topic let us study, is vernalization. Now what is this vernalization? So there are some plants for which flowering is either quantitatively or qualitatively dependent on exposure to low temperature, okay. So there are some plants which can only which can only grow when they are placed at a very low temperature, okay. So this phenomenon is termed as vernalization. So what it does, it prevents the precocious reproductive development late in the growing season and enables the plant to have a sufficient time to reach maturity. So what happens when the vernalization is done? It prevents the reproductive, that is, it makes the reproduction of the plant late, okay, so that the plant can get sufficient time for maturity. So vernalization refers specially to the promotion of flowering by a period of low temperature. So to promote the flowering in the plants, a low temperature is provided in case of such plants. That is, biennials are monocarpic plants that normally flower and die in the second season. So sugar beet, then cabbage, carrots are some of the common biennials, that is, which are subjecting the growing of biennial plants to a cold treatment and stimulus the subsequent photoperiodic flowering response. So these are the biennial plants, that is sugar beet, cabbage, carrots, which are being cultivated using this vernalization technique. Okay, so this is all about this chapter number 15, which we have learned today, that is the plant growth regulators, right? So I hope you have understood whatever is discussed in today's session. So if you like this video, do like it and also share it with your friends so that they find benefit out of it. So in my next class, I will be starting with your chapter number 16. Till then, take care and bye bye.